Okay.
Okay, so
All right. So let's first of all, welcome to anybody that's watching out there. Welcome to our new Zoom interview series. Frozen Ohana members. We're calling the series Huaka'i, which translates to the journey, which all of us in one way or another are on, since we're no longer in Hawaii anymore. And we'll probably be talking to members who aren't originally from Hawaii but are Hawaiians at heart. So today we're talking to Bobby Quang, and he is the proud owner of
Bobby Quang's Hawaiian barbecue.
there
Oh,
you go,
Bobby
right on
Q's
his
Hawaiian
hat.
barbecue. Sorry, Bobby Q's Hawaiian barbecue.
And I think that is just so cool where it just worked out where your last initial was Q.
Yeah, that's the number one question when people come in. It's like, so what's the Q stand for? It's like, my last name's Quang, starts with a Q. So yeah, so it kind of worked out. So
And I mean, your first name had to be Bobby to end up
right,
being a chef. So
yeah,
anyway, let's start at the beginning. Where were you born, Bobby?
I was actually born in Des Moines. Actually, I was born in Des Moines, Iowa. Yeah.
Okay. So have you lived and spent time in Hawaii?
You're shouting.
Well, I was actually born, and then my parents, my father, were actually farmers, and they wanted to go somewhere where they could farm all year round. So they kind of picked Hawaii, and they moved there when I was just a little toddler. So I was pretty much raised there until the time I was a teenager, and then I
Okay.
moved back to
And
Hawaii. Yeah.
primarily in what area in Hawaii were you raised?
We first Our first house was in Haleiwa, so right on Wailua Beach Road. We lived right on like a small shack, and then my dad grew his business every year, and then every time we grew his business, we moved. So every 2 years, so all along the North Shore in Wahiwa, so
Awesome.
actually around the island, because he would always expand. So from
Now
Hauula,
was
Maie, Waianae, Wahiwa, North Shore, everywhere.
wow. And was he in food service like you?
No, he was a farmer. So my father, he started his business doing Japanese cucumbers. Yeah, in the 80s. So he actually got real good friends with the top guys at Foodland, and quite some time, most of the produce that Foodland was getting were from us. Yeah,
That
especially the
is
Japanese
cool.
cucumbers. Yeah, yeah,
That is awesome.
yeah. So all
So
through
where
the
did
80s
you
and
attend?
90s.
80s and 90s. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where did you attend elementary school?
My first one was Haleiwa. I was there for kindergarten, and then I went to Wailua Elementary for first and second, and then we moved to Sunset Beach. So I went to Sunset for third and fourth, and then we lived in Kahuku, but I still went to Sunset Beach, and then after Sunset Beach, we moved to Waiawa, and then I went to Wheeler Elementary for 2 years, and then after Wheeler, I went to Waiawa Intermediate. Yeah, I went to Waiawa Intermediate, and then I went to Lelehua. And then a little bit of Waianae too. So, because I actually dropped out of school at a young age because I got into some bad crowds. Yeah. So, yeah. The story of Hawaii. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Okay. So let's see. We've gone over places you lived. And so when was the last time you would say you left, I guess,
Left
Hawaii
home.
to move back to the mainland?
Well, my first journey was when I just turned 19. So that's when I mentioned that I was into some bad stuff. Yeah, like Hawaii's been really bad with drugs and all that stuff. So one day I just saw my mom cry and I just couldn't stand it. So I had to do something. Yeah. So I moved out of Hawaii around 2000. Yeah, 1999. So like around 2000. So that's when I first moved to Iowa. So back to Iowa. Every time it got cold, every 2 years, I couldn't handle. So I would go back home, back to the warm weather. And then same thing, got too expensive. Hawaii just kept on getting really, really tough to live. And every 2 years or every 1 year, I moved back. And every 2 years in Iowa, I moved back. That happened until 2008. Until 2008, I moved back to Hawaii and started a business with my mother, doing the farm. And we had a marketplace in the Waipahu Festival Market.
Okay.
That's where we had a marketplace. It sold our vegetables and all that stuff. And then, and then my mom passed away. And then a year later, I moved back to Iowa. So I moved back and forth like one more time. And then I settled here finally in Iowa in Cedar Falls in 2000 and towards the end of 2015.
Okay, so now when you're born, you said very early on, like toddler age, you guys moved to Hawaii. When you moved to Hawaii, then did you have family still in Iowa?
Yes. My father's side of the family lives in Iowa, and my mother's side of the family lives in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm half Thai. Yeah.
So when you moved back 2008, 2009, you had a little bit of a support base in your father's side, yeah?
I wouldn't say that. I'm much closer to my mother's side of the family. As far as my father's side, it was really, really tough because, I didn't have such a good childhood, even though I grew up in my father was well off, but very old school, like get dirty lickings, all that kind of stuff, right? Hawaii slippers, sticks, broomsticks, all that stuff. So,
I hear
but
you. I hear you.
yeah, but I needed it though. It made me the man I am today. So,
Well, that's awesome. So your choice to move back to Iowa obviously wasn't based on your father's family being here, but was it
no,
familiarity or?
no, it's just because Hawaii was just too expensive. It just
But
got.
I mean, you had 49 other choices to leave Hawaii to, so
Yeah, I mean,
why
yes,
Iowa?
familiarity, but well, because it's cheap. Because I feel like life is more than just working just to pay your bills, right? So I'm working to not only pay my bills, but to working to just maybe save up to for the future. And it seems like the Midwest, you're able to do that because that area it's the best cost of living, right? So you go further west,
Okay.
it's expensive. Even you go east, it's really expensive. So I don't mind, the cold weather. I can save money and then travel back home whenever I can. So that helps. Yeah.
So sub-zero temperatures don't bother you that much?
Not when you have a good hot wife to cuddle up to, right?
There you go. There you
so
go.
so yeah, my wife is everything. So she has made me the man I am today. So yeah,
Where
and
did
the
you both
person. So
meet? Where did you
I
meet your
actually
wife?
met her. I actually met her doing nails. I did nails for 22 years in total. That was my fallback. Yeah. So if every time something didn't work out, construction or farming, I always went back to doing nails because it was easy. And that's how I met my wife in 2016. Yeah. So yeah,
Co-worker or customer?
she was a customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she was raised primarily where?
In Cedar Falls here in Cedar Falls, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when we
Awesome.
first
Awesome.
met, yeah, when she was only she was in college still. She was about to graduate college, so yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Let's see. So now we've touched on it, but we were recording at the time. So
Yeah.
what's your career now in Cedar Falls?
My career now is cooking, chef.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
got to show them the hat again because we didn't get that on camera initially. So
Yeah, there you go.
BobbyQ's Hawaiian barbecue. And how long have you had your business?
All right.
How long have you had the business?
I had a phone call. I had to. Yeah. Go ahead now. What was that again?
How long have you had the business?
In total, a year and a half, and I first started the business in 2021, and I started with a pop-up tent. You know, during the summer, so I was a substitute teacher, and I didn't want to go back to doing nails. You know, I was kind of tired of that profession, so I decided to do what I love, you know, and I felt like this town needed culture, right? Like Hawaii does. So I decided to do that. Just bought a tent, bought a grill, and just popped up the tent and started selling. So, and I've been at my
Okay.
location now for a year. Yes, on Saturday was our first year anniversary. So
Okay. So you're in the pop-up tent day one, first day. No one's ever been exposed to your
yeah,
menu before. What did you
yeah, no.
serve? What did you offer? What did you serve?
Oh, my main thing was the guava chicken, right? And the beef kalbi and the Kahlua pork sandwich and the poke bowl.
Okay.
And of
Just
course the
curious.
mac salad.
There you go.
The Hawaiian mac salad and the rice, the Calrose rice.
The essentials. Now
Yeah.
I'm curious because I've experienced it a little bit since I've lived on the mainland. You're in the pop-up tent, you have poke on the menu. How well does that go over with the Midwesterners?
Ooh, man, it's a hard sell, yeah. Because when you have to put raw on there, and they're like, oh, you know, they're always like afraid of raw when they see raw. So I always make them a deal, you know. If they try it, they like it, they buy it. If they don't, I'll take it back. No problem, no harm done, right? Because it's either way, it's going to be sold or eaten, so it's not going to go to waste. Yeah. Um, so I always, even with the spam. Oh my gosh, it's probably tougher to sell than the tuna.
And that surprises me because living up in Minnesota, in Austin, Minnesota, they have a spam museum. So I would have thought Midwesterners were more in favor, but
Mm-hmm.
as I meet more people and talk to more people, it's really 50-50.
Oh,
And
really?
there's no gray area. They either
Yeah.
like spam or they absolutely
But
don't like spam. I don't find
yeah, the
people
ones
that
that I've
say, I
spoken
kind of
to.
like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the ones that I've spoken to, the ones that are weary about it, they grew up thinking and were taught that it was bunker and war food, right? Because of World War II, because they, you know, that's all they know. Because all at the Spam Museum, you know, they have the history and they show the war photos and stuff like that. And they brought Spam to Hawaii, for that reason, you know, to feed the soldiers and all that stuff. But you know, it's the people of Hawaii who created all the dishes and, you know, all that stuff and made it what it is today. So, and that's what I'm doing, you know. So, and same thing, I give them if you take a bite, you like it, give it back, I'll eat it. And you know, most of them, I'd say 100%, they like it after. So
It's awesome.
it's how you
Now you
prepare it, right?
yeah. Now what do? You just slice and fry or?
No. So I make my own sauce. It's not a teriyaki sauce. I don't use teriyaki sauce in my restaurant at all, because there's other restaurants that serve teriyaki. So I make my own. I don't know. I would call it. Oh man, I haven't come up with a name, but it's a lot of people say it's better than teriyaki. So um, let's call it Hawaiian barbecue sauce. I don't know, but
Yeah.
uh, they love the sauce with the spam. I should have brought that at the luau. That's what I should have brought.
You would have had some fans then, so
Yeah, because it's so different even from 7-Eleven, you know. So whatever I'm doing, I think it's I love 7-Elevens, but I also love ours too as well. So
what was the second thing you said you love?
I love the spam musubi beef from 7-Eleven, but you know I also love ours as well, you know, because I grew up eating
Oh,
the 7-Eleven, right? Like most people, you know, the 7-Eleven one is very popular. So
I miss, I mean, they've been expanding their menu,
yes,
but I remember going, that's like your go-to lunch spot because
yes.
it's fast, it's
Mm-hmm.
tasty. The only thing I didn't like is if I got there too late after being under the warmers, the rice should be a little bit crunchy, but
Yeah,
other than that, oh, it's all really good. So
yeah, yeah.
now,
There's a lot of challenges here for sure, man.
now
But I
since you've
tell
been
you what,
open, would you say, go ahead?
no, no. Well, but people are definitely expanding their palettes, you know, and trusting me because we don't do a lot of advertising, or if any, like none at all, except for Facebook. So a lot of our advertisements come from our customers themselves. So that really, I think it's worth a lot more than you know doing advertisement through the mail or TV. So
Well, do you happen to know the population of Cedar Falls?
yes, it's about 70.
Ask him if he can
Well,
hear you.
I can hear you. I believe it's maybe 174,000.
Okay.
Either
My
that or
little,
74,000, one of those. But
okay,
I would have to
but
Google
still a
that.
lot. Still good sized city.
It is the third biggest city in Iowa.
Larger or smaller than Des Moines?
Smaller. Des
Okay.
Moines it's growing tremendously because of Huaka'i. So it's I think Des Moines is probably, I don't know, close to 300,000. I'm not sure, but we're not that big. You know, we have a university, um, and you know we're only 3 hours away from you guys, and we're only 2 hours away down to Des Moines. So we're pretty good spot here. I have everything I need. So
Awesome.
except the
Is there
beach,
a
yeah.
large Asian community in Cedar Falls?
No, no, not very much at all. The only Asians that we have here are Burmese, the Vietnamese, with the nail salons, and that's pretty much it. There's not much culture here. Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons why I opened up this place too, because you know Hawaii is all mixed, right? And that's what I bring to at a restaurant. Uh, every week, you know, I try to do one every weekend where I do a dish from a certain country: Philippines, Thailand, um, Japan. You know, all the foods that we have in Hawaii. So I do that every week. I try to.
Yeah. Have you been meeting any local people that live in Cedar Falls?
Oh man, you I built it and they came. You know,
Wow.
just like you know the Field of Dreams, right? It literally, that's how it is. Because but I didn't, going into the storefront, I didn't have that wasn't my main focus. You know, my main focus was to um, just bringing these flavors to this town and to Iowa, and they definitely needed it. But I have people from the same high school I went to. And from Lelehua, you know, I have people that live here that came up to me that are from Waianae, Nanakuli, Waiwa, Waipahu. One of my employees, you know, I have a few employees from Pro City, and there's a actress that lives in Traer that was on that TV show Magnum PI. What's her name? From the old school Magnum PI. But she came into the restaurant as well.
Wow. I'm trying
And
to remember a
she had
female actress.
yeah, and Magnum PI with
Tom Selleck?
I think it was
Tom Selleck?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, she has ties to Traer, so which is 15-20 minutes away from Cedar Falls. So
Wow.
it's
It really is a
amazing how much
small world.
yeah, and you know, it's just more amazing how there's so many people from Hawaii in Iowa. So but it's a blessing too. So
That's true. That's true. Because last year, a bunch of us from Minnesota went down to Des Moines. They had that celebration festival.
celebration, yes.
Yeah. And that was amazing to see what a community they have in Des Moines.
Yes.
So I assumed Des Moines was big. I still get starstruck or bewildered because the town I'm in now has 10,000 people.
Oh, okay.
We are a little town.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't miss the traffic.
Yeah,
You know, I lived
exactly.
in Waianae through the late 90s and most of the 2000s, and there'd be days when Waianae to Pro City would take me an hour, 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, my dad had, you know, a farm on Lulu'ule and Waianae Valley Road. That's where his farms are. That's why I went to Waianae for one semester. So, the traffic is horrible, right? I don't have traffic over here either.
Yeah.
You know, so, and again, you spending all that time in traffic and all that gas, yeah. So it's not worth it. You know, I love Hawaii is always in my heart. You know, even though, you know, I'm not Hawaiian, right? I will always be a guest of Hawaii. But it's always in my heart. Yeah. So anyone not Hawaiian is a guest of Hawaii. So yeah.
But you qualify as Kama'aina, so you know you're
Yes,
of
that's
the
right.
land and of the culture. So
I might start doing that actually. You know, I might start doing kama'aina rates at our restaurant. So
and they can probably would you include those who have a Cedar Falls heart instead of a Hawaii heart?
No, you gotta be from Hawaii. You know, that's what kama'aina is, right? So it might be. I think it's only fair. So because a lot of them do drive far to come to our restaurant. So some of them drive 3 hours. Well, I had a couple people that drove 4 hours just for me. So, and yeah, I gotta make it worth it, right? So stuff that I don't have on the menu, if they call and ask me, I'll make it for them. If they want, like, cause I don't have lomi lomi, so Stacy, she asked me if I could make it. She made a 2-hour trip, and I made it just for her. So I'd be happy to.
And I plan to call in advance too when I come see you for Meet June. Meet June is
you like the Meet
high on my list. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what? Our Meet Jun special that I had was it kicked off pretty good. Now it is Meet Jun is actually just in Hawaii. I don't know if you knew that.
I recently discovered that.
Yeah. So Meet Jun is a Hawaii thing. That is not a Korean thing. It's a Korean inspired dish that was created in Hawaii. So that's why a lot of Koreans are like, what is this? That came in.
Yeah,
So,
I've embarrassed myself by going into a Korean restaurant in Minneapolis and
asking for,
you know, yeah. And then you start
Yeah,
arguing. No, I know it's Korean. I know.
yeah.
And then they
So
go, no, you wrong. You wrong.
yeah, it's a
Oh,
Hawaii thing. So, but that's why it's that go, banchan, the watercress and all that stuff. Yeah, I make all that stuff. So yeah, you let me know whenever you go come down and I'll get that ready just for you.
sounds good, man. So share with us, Bobby, some of the things you do on the mainland for recreation. How do you enjoy life in Iowa?
Oh, well, besides working, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love to work and watching people enjoy my creation, but I like to work out normally. I just started doing that quite a bit. Biking, there's a lot of trails around where we live. So that we go to the cabin. My in-laws have a cabin in Harper's Ferry, so that's right next to Perry Duchesne, so right on the Wisconsin and Iowa border. So we go over there, go boating, and just spend time on the river, on the Mississippi. Hiking. There's hiking out there. There's hiking places over here about an hour away.
Mhm.
We do that, and and I do shooting. I do go to the range quite a bit, so and just shoot our guns.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Primarily handgun or rifle too,
Both.
or
Both. Yeah, both.
okay.
Yeah. The only thing I don't do is hunt because I just don't know the area. So as far as hunting wise, I have friends
Yeah,
that do it. But
cool. Does your wife work outside the house?
um, depends on what you define. How you would define work outside. You mean
Um,
her
Punch
job
a
or
clock. Yeah.
she is actually a high school teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, she teaches special ed. She teaches literacy. Yep, to special ed students.
Wow.
She's been doing that for say 4 years now. So, and she's actually getting another degree. Well, she has a master's in education, but she's getting another master's in so special education.
And I
She's very,
understand
yeah.
SPED requires a lot of patience. Yeah.
Yes, it certainly does. And she's definitely that person that has patience. I mean, she married me, so I'm one of the most impatient person sometimes, because I want things done now, right? So,
Yeah.
so
So
yeah, she's
she kind
definitely,
of reins you back in and brings you back down to solid ground
yeah,
again. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, she's the perfect fit for me, Phil.
Good, good. Let's see. Let me ask you, when was your last trip to Hawaii? How long ago was that?
Um, our last trip was in 21 and August, so not too long ago, about almost right before I started the business a little bit, yeah, in August.
Okay.
So
You and your wife both went.
yeah, my wife and I went. It was her first time there.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it was the first time there. So it was really fun showing her the places I lived and the stories that I told her about where I used to live on the beach, where I was homeless. I showed her all that stuff, and it was so cool for her because now she has a better picture of what I actually
Oh,
lived under,
yeah.
because I mean, I used to live in Kayaka. I used to live under the bridge in Sunset, like, so yeah, it's very humbling, very humbling. So she was very grateful that I was able to show her even my painting at Lelehua because I painted one of the dolphins at the school. It was still there. So
Oh, that
yeah,
is cool.
yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, showing the islands and letting her. She getting to meet my ohana. My mother and my father's grave is over there. So in Mililani. So yeah, yeah,
Well,
she
that
loved it.
really adds a whole other side to your relationship. It's
Yeah,
one thing
because
to hear the
she's
stories,
yeah.
but then to get to where you
Mm-hmm.
live the stories, yeah.
Mhm.
How long have you guys been
Yeah,
married?
we've been married for 4 years since 2018. Yeah, so but we've been together for about 8 years now. So yeah, I mean, she saw the actual Hawaii, the real Hawaii. She was, one of the very few Howleys can go into Waianae and come back out without a black eye. You know what I mean? So, so and because we stay with family over there, so she was very, very in awe because she saw, the homeless population and the people with mental illness, and yeah, not a lot of people get to see that come to Hawaii.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. I kind of had that as my list of questions. Do you have anything else you want to share with everybody, or give us your
Well,
address? Give us your address at your
okay.
store.
So our address is 6826 University Avenue, and that's in Cedar Falls, Iowa, 50613. We are open 7 days a week. Sundays we close from Monday to Saturday is 11 to 8, and Sunday it is what was that? We close at 6 o'clock. So yeah, we open that, and then we urge people to follow us on Facebook for specials because that's where I post pretty much all the updates and stuff like that. So
on Facebook, Bobby Q's Hawaiian
Hawaiian
Barbecue.
barbecue, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Well, I want to say a big mahalo for spending time with us today, Bobby, and sharing your journey. It sounds like it's worked out well, and wish you all the best and lots of luck in your restaurant. Call it a restaurant, drive-in.
Yeah, it's a restaurant. We have a drive-through and everything, but yeah, but it's mainly set up for we do have seating. It's not a big space, but we do have seating. I think it seats about 12 to 14 people.
Comfortable.
But yeah, it's comfortable, but if you got the big family, I'll make room. I'll move things around. Don't worry. I'll make it happen.
Sounds awesome. Well, mahalo again, Bobby, and we'll see you down the road. Like I say, I'll call you in advance to let you know when I come down so we can have the meat
Yeah.
juice ready.
Yes. Yeah. And if anybody wanted to come down to, just you can text me on my personal cell. So that way I want to make sure that I'm there so I can meet you guys. Because sometimes if I'm gone, running errands and I miss you guys, I kind of feel bad because I'm not there. But I would love to meet anyone who is from Hawaii that comes to the restaurant. You can text me at 319-243-9911. Just as long as it's not past 10 o'clock. Okay.
Okay, one more time. 319
Yeah. 243
243
9911.
9911. Oh, that's easy at the end.
Yeah, 9911.
But not 911, right?
Yeah, no, 9911. So
don't call 911 and ask for Bobby.
yeah. So
brother, take care. And we'll catch you
yes,
the next time
much
around.
mahalo. Yes, mahalo. And I love you all. Aloha.
Aloha.
Aloha.